Welcome back to the John Trading channel. In this video, I'm going to give you my price prediction for Cardano in 2023. Can Cardano come up and reach this price profit target of roughly $5? Is it possible in 2023? Make sure you stick around until the end of the video so you can find out. And if you haven't already, leave a like on the video, make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. Let's first begin by looking at the weekly time frame for Cardano. You can see that this is the entire price history on the weekly chart using Binance. I'm now going to scroll into this right hand side of the chart so we can begin my first price prediction. In the bull run of 2021, the all-time high for Cardano was just above that $3 mark. And you can see that in early 2023 that we made an absolute low of 24 cents. The first tool I like to use to find these price predictions is actually going from the high to the low and using the Fibonacci retracement tool. You can see that now we have the 0.318, the 0.5, the 618 level, and the 1-to-1 measured move back at the all-time high. I begin by using this as my confluence base to find multiple different trading strategies that line up in the first area, but where I'm going to actually scroll into is this part on the daily chart so I can show you my first price prediction for Cardano. Now that I scrolled into the daily chart, you can see that this part of the chart has a really strong support zone in this area. Multiple times we were coming either just below or just above this area and using it as a support zone. What happens when a support zone gets a really strong breakout to the downside? Because we were at this 45-cent range, we broke down and went below roughly 50% down to that 24-cent range. When a support level gets a really strong breakthrough, it's then going to act as a resistance level. You can see exactly what happened. We got a really strong break to the downside in this area. Then where did we come back to retest? We now use this as a resistance level. Initially, it was support all through this area. Once we broke down, got that retest, now flips to a resistance level, and we got a really extreme push to the downside from that area. You can even see, scrolling over to the right, where we've begun to hit on the current price. You can see that we came right back to this zone again, using this support to resistance flip as a really strong resistance to the downside. And you can even see that in 2023, in April, we recently used this price again as a resistance flip. These support and resistance flips are extremely common in the market. If you did some backtesting on different coins, you would find that support, once gets broken through, is going to act as this strong resistance level. But you can see that we've knocked on this door once, twice, and now for the third time. You think about the more times that you're knocking on the door, basically the higher likelihood that somebody's going to open the door and you're going to pass through. So if this was only the first test of this area, then I would say that this potentially could come up and have a really strong retracement to the downside. But since we've knocked on this door multiple times, I don't believe that this is going to act as a major resistance. I believe this is going to be the first area that price is going to come to. We might have a really small retracement in this area before then rocketing to our next target of target 2 for Cardano. For my next target, I really want to scroll into this 0.382 level. As you can see, we also had multiple levels of support in this area, plus it perfectly lines up with the Fibonacci retracement tool. So let's scroll in on the daily chart. I'm now going to be focusing on this area on the chart on the daily time frame. You can see multiple times we came down with wicks to try and break below this level, and this acted as a super strong support level in the market. All these support zones in this area were before we actually made it back to this all-time high for Cardano. Now I've made it this blue line here. Let's actually scroll over and look a little bit more on the right hand side, and you can see that how this lined up perfectly. We had a support zone in this area, support zone in this area, support zone in this area. Then what happened in this area? We then got a breakdown, we came back up, retested it as resistance, came down, retested it as resistance, before we then collapsed down to that 24-cent mark. So right here was at $1.20 on Cardano, and we actually collapsed to the 24-cent mark. So we can see, scrolling out a little bit more, even on the daily chart, multiple support zones in this area, multiple support zones in this area. Then we got that breakdown and breakdown. It also nearly perfectly lines up with this 0.382 level on the Fibonacci retracement tool. So not only have we got the Fibonacci traders looking to sell back in this area, once price actually comes here, you've also got another set of traders who saw this as a strong support, also saw it as a strong support on this left-hand side, now got broken through, and it's now going to act as these resistance level. So you've got two whole different sets of traders using completely different strategies, now showing you that this level has some confluence. Plus, we have a third set of traders. Through here in this area, a lot of people were actually thinking Cardano was quite bullish because looks like we have a lot of bullish trend bars in this area, and we potentially could be coming back to go back above this all-time high in this area, but that's not what happened. And you can think that there were a lot of traders in this area that actually bought Cardano and are still holding Cardano in their portfolio right to this day. They bought in this area up here thinking we're going to have a retest of the all-time high, and they're still holding in their portfolio. And if you've bought in the market, how do you need to get out of your position? Well, you need to sell your position. Currently, Cardano is down at that 37-cent range. And when it comes back up to this $1.20, these people are going to say, thank you, finally I'm able to get out of my position, break even, and they're going to be selling in the market. So you're going to have a third whole set of traders using another completely different strategy, all looking to sell in the same spot. So this is going to be my third target for Cardano in 2023. Scrolling out to the weekly time frame so you can see this a lot better. Here you can see these strong support zones. In this area, we also had that strong support zone. Breakdown, retest this support zone as a resistance. Breakdown, retest this support zone as a resistance. And now we've had that really solid breakdown in the market. You can see from the current price right here, if we were to come up to target 2, that would be a 190% gain on your position for Cardano in 2023. So that would be an extremely profitable trade if you use a position of roughly that 5% stop loss and you're looking to target that 190% profit target. That's a massive profit factor. Using even a 50-50% probability of this occurring, you're going to see adding this into your trader's equation is going to be a massively positive trader's equation, meaning that if you take this trade thousands and thousands of times, then you're guaranteed in the long run to be a profitable trader. This right here is the next level I'm interested on Cardano. Not only do we have this really strong support zone in this area, but it also perfectly lines up with the 618 level on the Fibonacci retracement, also known as the golden zone. And this is the highest quality area that traders are looking for price to come back and retest. Let me now scroll into this part of the chart on the daily time frame so I can show you even better. Now let's look at this 0618 level as I've scrolled into the daily time frame. First, I just want to bring your attention to this. Look what happened. This was initially a resistance zone. What happened when we broke above this resistance zone? It then came back and retested it as support. You can see all in this area, we were supporting, using this resistance initially. Once you get that breakthrough, it then flips to a support level. And you can see we initially had a lot of support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 levels of support in this area. Once we did get this breakout below this level, you can see we tried to come back. We actually made a stronger push than normal, tried to come above this level, and then we really got a strong breakout. Then we came back up, retested this area as resistance again, and had another strong breakout. Came back, retested a lower level of resistance, came down, retested a lower level and a lower level of resistance. So you can see how this level was really significant in the market. Once we got a broke below this level, you can see we came back up, tried to retest, and really got that strong breakout. Not only have we got one set of traders using the support and resistance flip as their trading strategy, which will be highly likely in the market in this level, we've also got this 618 level on the Fibonacci going to be used as a really strong resistance zone. Plus, we also have basically coming back to this all-time high. So we have a third set of traders who are not expecting to potentially break above this all-time high, although I do think it will happen. Plus, we also have a fourth set of traders. In this area, a lot of people were buying Cardano, expecting that this $2 was going to break above the $3 range, and we were going to go and make even more higher highs. But this is not what happened, and traders got trapped in this area. They're holding their position, and they're still thinking to this day, finally, please, price come back to this area so I can get out break even. And you're going to have a fourth set of traders all trading in that shorting momentum, because once you buy in the market, you need to be selling. So you're going to have 4 different sets of traders, all using completely different strategies, all looking to get out of their trades in this area. As much as I don't think it's going to act as a major resistance zone, you need to be looking at all these different price targets to figure out which one is going to hold in the market, because this could be an area that you need to sell out of even just a small part of your position, so you're not risking. You need to look at risk to reward ratio and what the probabilities are. And that's what I'm trying to show you on this particular trade. So let me scroll out to the weekly time frame so I can show you even better. Now that we're on the weekly time frame, you can see how this perfectly lines up. We had a lot of stalling in this area. Initially was resistance. broke above this level, came back, retested as support multiple times before we went from that $2 range down to this 24-cent range for Cardano. So now that I've got my target 3 lined up on the chart, let's look at the current price and actually bring it up to target 3. You can see that that's a 450% gain on this particular trade, looking to basically retest near the all-time highs for Cardano. Again, using a similar risk to reward strategy of that 5 to 7% and looking to gain that 450%. That's a massively positive trader's equation when you plug in your risk to reward ratio and even plugging in, let's use a basic number like a 30% probability of this happening. I'm not even giving it a high probability, although I do think it will happen and it is quite likely. Let's use the worst case scenario of only a 30% probability. If you plug that into your trader's equation, you'll find that this is still a massively profitable trade. If you were to take this thousands and thousands of times, you would basically guarantee that in the long term, this would be a profitable trade. But I do have one final target for Cardano potentially to happen in 2023, so make sure you watch it right now. So where I begin this trend-based Fibonacci is actually down at the all-time low, which is actually at this 1.7 cent range. I then drag it up all the way to the highs at this $3 range and then drag it up to the current lows, which is around this 24-cent mark. And you can see that all these population levels are actually coming into the market right now. Look how perfect our target 2 nearly lines up with this 23.6% level on the Fibonacci. It also lines up with the 0.618 and also the 0.5. We're right in between. So we've got 2 massive confluence zones on this particular trade, but the one that I really want to show you is known as the golden zone. It's the 1618 level to 175 level on the trend-based Fibonacci extension. That's where I do believe that prices have a high likelihood of actually retesting, breaking above these highs and going to this looks like $5 range, somewhere between $5 and $5.5, which is an absolutely massive gain in the market. If we look at our current price, when we're at that 37-cent range, close to 1400% on this particular trade. And that's where I'm really solidly looking for Cardano to retest, because we're using high-grade mathematical equations to basically calculate where these numbers are going to reach. And if you go back and retest using the trend-based Fibonacci tool, use it on different coins, use it on stocks, forex, everything, you're going to see that this 1618 level, also known as the golden zone, has a very high probability of holding in the market. So you can see a 1400% profit potential on this potential trade. So there's my 4th and final profit target for Cardano. I do believe that this one could potentially take into 2024. Since we're already halfway through the year right now, it might mean that 6 months is just not enough time to be able to reach that 1400%. We're going to need the entire crypto market to really turn bullish at this current time, which I truly think it is, but it might take over 6 months to accumulate, because we're going to come up to our target 1. We might have a small snore, we might break above, then come back and use this as a support zone before then pushing to target 2, having a small retracement, then pushing up to target 3, having a tiny little retracement before then pushing up to target 4 in this area. And that can't just happen overnight. It might take a few months, and since we're already halfway through the year, it might mean that early 2024 is going to be this target for Cardano in 2023. If you haven't already, make sure you've liked the video, make sure you're subscribed for future videos, and leave a comment if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos. So they are my final targets on Cardano. The first target is only a small trade and a potential scalp, only looking at roughly that 15% profit target. Then target 2, we're looking at that 190% gain on this potential trade. Then looking at target 3, it's around that 450% profit potential, and looking at target 4, roughly 1400% profit on this particular trade, and plugging in some really solid risk to reward ratios and even plugging in the worst case scenario probability shows that these trade potentials using the trader's equation are very, very profitable if you're able to continuously take trades like this. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. If you'd like to watch some more videos, make sure you check out right here, as I have my most recent videos that I'm uploading every single day. Don't miss out.